Hi everyone. So I thought I would make a video on walking and I call it my evolution of walking. So when I first started walking, um, and I didn't do it consistently at first, I was around 300, maybe slightly under, and it was really big struggle to get around my circle, which I can do in a little over half an hour now. And it used to take me an hour. And what I've learned is now that I'm 121 pounds lighter, I I walk differently. My stride actually has increased. I have a bigger stride, and I'm able to walk. Not just from the legs, but from the hips. And so it's more. It doesn't take as much effort, but yeah, I'm able to challenge myself to walk a little faster. I'm trying to finish my faster walk spot. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing kind of a Japanese-inspired variety of power walk where I walk quite fast and I'm trying to talk a little bit, so I'm not going quite as fast, but I'm walking, as you can see, a lot faster, and I want to go to a certain point, at least 3-4 minutes, and I am trying to walk that fast for a little while, and then I'm going to slow down a little bit. You'll see that in a couple moments. But yeah, I have a certain spot that I put out of my mind. I play, games. Okay, I'm going to finish going through this cul-de-sac in a power walk. And of course, I'll find a hill that I'll go up, and I'll want to power walk up that one. But yeah, it doesn't come all at once. I've been doing this more than a year, but consistently since about June. I've been doing a lot of walking. Now I'm having a great warmer winter here in Colorado. I live in the Denver area, and that's, by the way, for those of you who don't know, it's not in the mountains. It is in the prairie, or front range as we call it, when it's, within about 50, 60 miles of the mountains. And now I'm slowing down. I started to slow down a little bit, but anyway, and I'm going to do this for several minutes. So, it's we don't get 50 below. We might occasionally get 20 below, and that's usually at night, and not every year, especially not this year. We've been below zero a little bit, but not too much. But anyway, I'm taking advantage of this warmer weather kind of winter, although it is just going to create a drought, unfortunately. And yeah, I have beautiful mountains. Look, I think I've shown many of you my beautiful mountain view along the Front Range here in the Denver area. And I live out in the country, so I don't have sidewalks, but it's 25 miles an hour here, and lots of people who walk. Some people jog, some people run, some people ride their bikes. And yeah, it's really nice. Some people go horseback riding. It's great. In Colorado, people are a little more fit on average for a state. We are. And anyway, I have been working at this, and I've gotten places where at times I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my walking, yeah, I'm getting around, whatever. And then I start to play the power walk game, and it makes it fun again. So, sometimes these habits, they get a little boring at times, but they do something. And sometimes it's like, I'm not challenging myself. And I'm at a point where I really need to push to get the weight off. Right at the moment, I'm in kind of a sore spot, but it's coming. And I had my cheat day, by the way, yesterday, and I only gained 0.1 pound. And I had a whole lot more calories than I had before. I thought that was kind of interesting. But there now, see, I'm gonna speed up again. And this is just one way to help me start to go faster. And I am definitely not a fast walker, but I am not the slowest anymore. And that, lightening up getting lighter helps a lot. It's another motivation to get even lighter and work out a little harder. But again, I like the diet I have. It's enjoyable. mainly because I get to eat things that I like from time to time. I get to enjoy my cheat meal. Usually every week I get to have a cheat meal. And it's not a, free for all, but it's, yeah, go enjoy yourself. But only eat to satiety. If I'm like full, it's like, if I had enough, not stuffed. I've had enough. Stop. I find I can't eat as much dessert, generally speaking, anymore. I don't eat as much as I think I'm going to. But part of that is I'm not eating all day ahead of that. And, I'm doing quite a bit of exercise before usually. And so there's strategies to how to enjoy. Here, I need to speed up. I'm talking to you guys and not listening, not thinking about going a little bit faster. And anyway, so yes, walking while not the whole answer by any stretch of the imagination to why I've lost weight is mainly the diet. It does help, and it makes me feel better, and that sunshine definitely helps me feel better, and fresh air, and just, practicality purposes is something I can do besides, being home and, thinking about eating something. But I don't really get that big of cravings. And the reason why is because fruit, the power of fruit, it does keep those cravings at bay. And, I have something sweet and I love it. And, it doesn't mean that I'm learning to be able to handle starches a little bit better. We're talking about whole foods type of things, like sweet potatoes are a good thing. Plantain chips, sometimes like sourdough bread. Sometimes if I have it early enough in the morning, I have it in the morning and then I don't. Sometimes I can get away with it. I'm learning how to deal with it. And as I lighten up, as my coach, Chris at Chris Body, Mind, Spirit, which I'll link in the description below, has, eventually I can get away with a little bit more and I can handle the starches a little bit better. And I'm finding that true. And anyway, I have a diet I enjoy. I obviously I'm in a caloric deficit. It's all about that. But I find foods that are satiating, that keep me in a good caloric deficit, and I find strategies with my health coach to keep going when I have sticking points where I'm like having a hard time getting past. And yeah, I usually, not always, but usually, my when I have a refeed or a cheat meal or something like that, day like that, I'm not bumping up 1.5 pounds these days. I'm often bumping up less than 1 pound, or just slightly, like yesterday, even though it was a whole lot more calories than I was eating for. And little things. It's kind of interesting how our bodies work. But I'm enjoying this process these days. It's become more than just the shiny penny of, here's this new diet, here's this new whatever, and this is going to be, the secret to everything. It's here's something that I enjoy. I am in a caloric deficit. I keep track. Although, if I need more calories, if I'm not hungry, I'll eat a little bit more. If I'm not as hungry, I don't eat as much. I listen to my body and all that too. And it's working. It is a way of life for me now. I have become a new person. I've said goodbye to making pastries, 2-3 times a week. And, that's sometimes, once in a while, especially if I'm taking it somewhere. So I leave the rest of it there and only eat a little bit kind of thing. As a former pastry chef, I do love my pastries, I have to admit. And I get to have them from time to time, and I can even make them from time to time. But, yeah, you gotta have a new mindset, look forward to all the things I can do. Being on the beach in a swimsuit and feeling really good about it. And, things like that. Wearing my more slimmed down jeans, my size 8 or 10 jeans, which I am looking forward to, which I will get there sometime this year, hopefully in the summer. And I'm learning that it's okay when I weigh myself every day, and I've been doing it. Even when I, Chris was gone on vacation and got back and he was sick and I was on my own for a while, I still weighed myself every day. And that's what works for me. I've learned to not get all upset when I don't understand why the scale went up or didn't go down. Sometimes it's going to happen, but I can learn patterns from that, and it's this consistency of I'm weighing myself. I'm keeping in reality about what I weigh, and that sometimes things just aren't going to go my way. But it's not the end of the world to, you know, if they sometimes there's shifts in the body and water retention and different stuff that happens, maybe a little swelling this from something I've done in the gym there. I'm slowing down, and yeah, it's all okay. But I have a new way of looking at things. This is my new life, and that's the secret. New life. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.